I've been struggling to get this channel started for a very long time. I'm just going to tell you guys some random stories that happened to me while I was in school. This will probably include elementary through middle school, but I'm going to save the high school ones for another video. Without further ado, let's get started. When I was in kindergarten, there was a kid named Luke who had just gotten to the class. There was one different thing about Luke. I'll let you figure that out in the video yourself. But that didn't really mean anything. He got along really good with us. I even considered Luke a friend at one point. I remember specifically during a reading time in the classroom, Luke had hit me. Not only did he hit me, he quickly raised his hand and told the teacher that I hit him. Now I was just enraged and confused, because why would you hit me and then try to get me in trouble? Now I give him props where it's due. That was a 300 IQ play. You hear a random smack effect and then you say that somebody hit you. I mean, I would believe it. But little did Luke know that the teacher was scanning the classroom as she was reading the book. I mean, Luke couldn't expect her head to be in the book the whole time. It was a kindergarten book. So the teacher took him in the bathroom, got a ruler, and you know, back when I was in school, getting hit with rulers and paddles was okay, but not anymore. Now I had never been hit with a ruler or a paddle except for one time. One only time. This was when I was in 3rd grade. The entire class was acting up that day, excluding me because I was a really good student. So the teacher had enough. She really lined up everybody in the classroom and hit him with a ruler in the hand. The saddest thing about this is that she specifically told me when I got up to get my hand hit that she knows I didn't do anything, but she had to be fair to the rest of the students because everybody got hit. Honestly, that made no sense whatsoever. But there was a really good 3rd grade teacher I had. She paid for one of my field trips. Another thing that happened to me in the 3rd grade was we had a pizza party, but it was a pizza party with the 4th graders, so it was already cramped in the class. Not only was there not enough pizza, we had a few bags of chips, and we got school milk and juices for the beverages. When it was time to pass out all the stuff for the party, I noticed that the teacher who was passing out the chips had a scab on her hand. Now that was just disgusting. Not only was she passing out the chips with the scab, she didn't have any gloves on. So she was just handling chips and laying them on a paper towel. I don't know why she had to touch them and grab them out of the bag when she could have just poured them onto the paper towel. And lo and behold, when I got my paper towel of nacho cheese Doritos, I had the scab in my chips. I threw the chips away and went to the bathroom, and I reflected on my 3rd grade life. I wanted nothing else but to stop existing at that point in time. How could you ruin Doritos for me that much? I remember her name, but I'm just not gonna tell her. And one thing about me when I went to school is I had to take the bus. Mom was working all the time, and I don't have a dad, so the bus was the only option to get to school in the morning. Not only did I have to get on the bus, our bus had to pick up some extra passengers a lot of the times, so we were often sitting 3 to a seat. On one particular day when everybody was sitting 3 to a seat, I had to find a seat on the bus. The bus was already cramped and there was one kid in the front of the bus who was laying down on the seats. I ignored him because he seemed like he really had an attitude problem. So I walked down the entire aisle and came back and still didn't have a seat on the bus. I had no choice but to confront him, so I asked him to sit down, and he refused. And you know, the bus driver is right next to the first seat, and he heard us go down, yet he felt the need to yell at me to sit down. So he scrunched up his feet a little bit and just allowed me a little space on the seat. Now that kind of ticked me off. So I politely moved his feet out the way a little bit and sat down. After I did that, he kicked me on the sides. After he did that, I hit him all the way to school. The bus driver was mad at me, but after that, I immediately got off the bus and just went to class. But I wasn't in the clear because the boy who I just stand rushed on the bus was in my class. He had told the teacher and we had to both go to the office. We talked to the assistant principal, who everybody knew was a demon. She explained to us that since she didn't see our faces in the office much, she was just gonna let us go with a warning and not to get in trouble again. Now it's one thing to get in trouble, and I don't mind if I have to, you know, face the consequences of my actions, but I didn't even do anything. I just wanted to sit down on the bus. He deserved that snare rush. This story is going to be pretty embarrassing, so I'm going to leave it as the last one for the part. While I was in the 3rd grade, I had moved to a 4th grade class because my entire class went on a field trip and I was too broke to pay for it. But that 4th grade class teacher was pretty chill, so we were watching Bill Nye the Science Guy all day, and then she took us to the park. I was running around the playground in light speed because I was just so happy. But you know the little pull-up bars? Yeah, they're kind of small, and I clotheslined myself on one of the poles. I ended up whiting out. They had to carry me back to the classroom. Well, anyways, I'm probably gonna make a part 2 to this video. There were a lot more insane things that happened in elementary and middle school that I have to tell you guys. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. See, I saved that to the end of the video. I wasn't like every other YouTuber and put it in the front. I'm trying to give y'all a reason to subscribe. Hopefully we can really get things rolling in the future. I want to have a pretty interesting end card, you know, with some fan art over here. Maybe some nice music. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to see you guys in the next one.